So in this week's video, I obviously aren't out on location again. Reason being is I've been struggling a bit with motivation lately to get out. And instead of that, I have been kind of just doing stuff on the computer that need to get done. More admin stuff. I recently organized my desktop, so it's looking so nice and clean, and I've also got to organize my small hard drive, my small bad hard drive. I'm looking at upgrading that, so I'm looking at organizing that at some point as well, which is going to take a long time because I've got a lot of stuff on there. But that's not what we're talking about today. I haven't actually gotten into what we're talking about today. But today we are actually going to be talking about the different camera gear, the different gear that I use to make these videos, to make my on-location videos and my sit-down videos. Now, a couple things you'll notice immediately is my microphone and my new boom arm. So I bought this boom arm just recently because I found that the audio wasn't that, like, it was really nice with the microphone just on my desktop, but having it really close to your face, and especially since I'm getting more into podcasting lately, I really feel like it brings in a really nice crisp sense of audio. And kind of for voiceover and for podcasting, it's really important to have that really nice quality audio, so that you don't get too much reverb, because I find that I was getting a bit of reverb when I had the microphone on the desktop, especially with that podcast that I did with Will Lamerton. Yeah, I find that, well, this setup is so much nicer, and I have got 360 rotation with this microphone. I can bring it down, I can bring it up. It's so nice. Sorry, I'm looking at my desktop. I should be looking at you guys. So yeah, that's my audio setup for voiceovers, podcasting, stuff like that. And then I've also got these HyperX headphones. Nothing really special. They're really, actually, I use them for gaming. So I also use them to listen to my audio when I'm filming. Now, I'll start with the simplest thing. Literally, tripod. It's a Slick. I bought it years ago. This was actually my first ever photo tripod. And yeah, look, it's just one that I have hanging around. It's reasonably light. It's not carbon fiber or anything. It's not anything special, but literally, it's just chuck it on. It's simple as that. Sorry about the wires here. I really need to sort out my cable management. It's a bit of a mess at the moment. I'm so glad you can't see my desk at the moment because it's an absolute mess. But this is my microphone that I use for my videos. It's a Video Micro, really cheap. And honestly, this comes in at $60 Australian dollars, maybe not even that much. And it holds its own so well. I mean, this thing has been chewed by my dog before, and it's totally fine. And the audio out of this, the audio quality, oh damn, it is so nice. It captures audio really nicely. Obviously, you need to be facing the microphone, which was a bit of a trouble when I first started doing it with this microphone, because I would always turn my head and the audio would obviously lapse in and out because it's a directional microphone. So I have gotten more used to using a directional microphone, so I talk more to the microphone instead of turning my head, making sure that I don't turn my head too much. But I am still getting used to that. One thing I really love about this microphone is it captures the surround sound really nice. So the sounds of the waves or the wind. The wind, let me tell you, one of my favorite videos that I've ever made. No, the photos weren't even that good in the video, but it's capturing painterly long exposure photos on location. It was so windy that day, and it's actually somewhat thanks to my camera that I use as well, but the wind that you could hear through the microphone, it added so much atmosphere to the video, and I loved it so much that I really want to keep doing stuff like that. So for this shot, I'm probably gonna go 20 seconds. So I'm gonna put a 10 stop ND on and my circular polarizer as well. I've looked at, I've actually looked at getting a Lav Mic. I actually do have a Lav Mic, a really cheap Lav Mic, but yeah, it's not that great, and I actually used to use it for voiceovers, and the audio quality was terrible. Yeah, so I've been looking at getting a Rode Microphone Go or something. It's a really, actually quite cheap, $350 wireless audio, and the audio out of it is really good. So you can you put the receiver on the top of your camera, and you clip the actual microphone bit on your shirt, or you can put it in your pocket or clip it on your pants or something and have a live mic running up your shirt like that, and it sounds really nice. And that means that if I turn my head away from the directional microphone, it'll keep going. But the thing is, I kind of like that kind of atmosphere in my videos. Now, if I had a way of recording that atmosphere at the same time as having a Lav Mic on me, that would be perfect. But I don't think anything has come out like that yet. Correct me if I'm wrong. I would really love to know if there is something out there that can do that. I know that Rode makes like split microphones, like you can put two microphones on it, but I don't think you can turn one on and one off in post. I wish you could. I need to research that before I talk too much about it, but I think that you can't do that, which is a bit upsetting. And that would mean if I had two microphones running at the same time, it would give me two audio channels, or four audio channels, left, right. But yeah, two audio channels, and it would be clipping, and I wouldn't be able to fix it. So that's, but that is, I'm looking into maybe, transitioning more into that Lav Mic audio. But as for now, loving this microphone, and it does well. It does fine, and I actually really love it. The atmosphere that it creates in the videos. It's always something that I look for in my video, is creating atmosphere so that the viewer feels like they're there with me. Now I'll get onto my phone. Used to film on my iPhone. This is an iPhone XR, but yeah, no, it wasn't great for filming. I don't know what it was. Maybe it was a beauty filter or something that comes on automatically, but there was, in the really bright parts of the video, there was quite this really bad banding. I don't know if that's the word for it, but it was quite bad. So it was overexposed, and it looked like it had some kind of weird outline outside of it, and the quality of it honestly wasn't that good. So yeah, that brings me on to my camera. So the camera that I'm actually filming on right now, I wish I could show it to you, but I tried it with my Nikon, but this is a 24-70, it's way too tight to film on. So yeah, the camera that I'm filming on right now is the Canon EOS M50. And this camera is great. I love it so much. There are a few things that I would love to have on it. Say, for instance, would love to have 4K recording. Now, the M50 does have 4K recording, but it's got some serious crop. And for vlogging, it's not that nice. To be honest, I don't really care about that, the 4K. I don't think my computer would even be able to handle it. And honestly, I don't want the frustration of working with 4K, because at the moment I'm already, stretched for time, and editing on this, it's hard to find time already for that. So shooting 1080p, I shoot 1080p 50, it works well. It works great. Honestly, this camera holds up really nicely. For a long time, I was using my phone, and so that meant I was always switching, because the phone isn't that wide. Like, it's wide, but it's not that wide. I was switching between my vlogging tripod, which you guys are on now, which is just a Joby GorillaPod, and tripod, and it was quite frustrating on a sunrise shoot when the light is changing like that, to be switching from that to tripod all the time. And so I really wanted something that I could just hold handheld. It was quite light, and I could just slap onto the tripod whenever I wanted. So I just have the tripod set up next to me, and if I needed to pull it off, it's easy. Just take the quick release plate off the tripod, and that's how I record. Literally just handheld. Not with any Joby tripod or anything, unless I don't have this with me, which has happened once. That's another thing that I freaking love about this camera. The autofocuses. Oh, so quick. Look at that. Boom. Boom. So quick. I love it. It shoots 1080p 50, which is really good for slow-mo. Means I can slow B-roll down by 50%. I wouldn't really go above that, because that brings it down to 25 frames per second. Don't get me wrong, if I were to look at a more upgraded camera, I would probably go with, there's an Olympus, I can't remember what it's called, but it's got 4K 60, I think. But I've also looked at the Sony A7C, that new small camera that shoots 4K. I don't even know what it shoots. It's something ridiculous. I have a feeling it's 4K 120, but don't quote me on that. Yeah, so that's just a couple of complaints with this camera, but honestly, I love it so much. Other than that, it is the best purchase I've ever made. If you are like me and you don't really care about the 4K and stuff like that, this is a very good video camera. The only reason why I don't care too much about 4K is because, look, it's a lot to deal with for a small improvement. I think when you're looking at a video, unless you're really, really zooming in, you can't see the difference between 1080p and 4K. I think you can, because I've watched a couple of Peter McKinnon videos on my laptop, which is 4K screen, and switched between 1080 and 4K. You can see the difference, but it's so marginal. So at this point in my career, I don't think I need 4K. I do love filmmaking, so maybe in the future, when I do have a bit of a higher budget for this kind of stuff, I might upgrade, but for now, M50 works great. Now, I'll bring that onto just literally. I've got 3 batteries for my M50 and I actually plan to get a couple more. The M50 battery life isn't great, that's another complaint about it I have. But I've got 2 here, and 1 is in the camera that you guys are on. I just keep it in this little Peak Design pouch. So yeah, I like to keep all my gear separate in my bag so that I can find it really easily. Now, this is a new purchase as well. It's a, what is it? It's 1.5 to 5 stop ND filter. This thing is so important, honestly. It's really nice to use because I found when I was recording, when it was really sunny, which was quite often, the shutter speed was getting too fast. And for shooting video, the right shutter speed is about 60, 50. I think it's 1/60th of a second, and the shutter speed was getting up to 1/200th of a second at times. And that just means that there's no motion blur whatsoever, and it looks really electronic. And yeah, that was getting quite frustrating in filming, so decided just to get this Nissi 1.5 to 5 stop, and it's fixed everything. And the colors that come out of this is really nice as well. It makes the colors pop a lot more, I find, and yeah, that makes me happy. Yeah, so then there's just literally notebook. I have this if I'm recording a semi-scripted video, I'll just have it in front of me with some notes. Yeah, see, look, why you should hold off upgrading your camera. That's just some notes, so I would have had that there when I was recording and talking. I find when I do make scripted videos, if it's fully scripted, like I write word for word, it sounds really bad. I can't talk to a camera if it's written down like that. So I just jot down a few notes to talk about during the video, so stuff like just like like little parts of it. And that's like my videos about why you should hold off upgrading your camera, how to avoid disappointment, my gear video. I just had little notes down as well. It's not really for recording, but I mean, I have Jaybird Vistas as well, and when I'm out on location or if I'm on the bus or train, I will listen to music with these or podcasts. I've been really enjoying podcasts lately. Actually, just a small plug here. I've started my own podcast, F2.8, the photography podcast. Link is in the description. So yeah, they're really nice, Jaybird Vistas, and I do cross-country running, so they're really nice for that as well. So this is my light. It's just a Ulanzi. It's on because it was lighting up my microphone over there. VL49. Really cheap light, does the job. Yeah, so that just lives there as a bit of a light. It just helps light the side of my face when I'm filming. And if I am filming at nighttime, which isn't often, I will have that on something. And I'll talk about the editing software that I use. So editing. Oh, it's been a bit of a roller coaster for me with editing. Who hasn't had a bit of a roller coaster with editing, to be honest? Now, I use Premiere and Audition. Premiere and Audition. And Photoshop to make my thumbnails. So, Premiere, great program. Brilliant program. To start with, I've always had so much trouble with crashing with Premiere. And I know so many other people have, but it seems like it's fixed itself. Maybe it was something in the settings that was causing it that I've adjusted. But yeah, so that's all good. Yeah, I fixed that. So all good. Audition. Audition is an audio editing software. So if I need to, I'll use that for editing my audio. Say, for instance, if I'm editing podcast audio or just this kind of audio, I'll probably bring this into Audition at some point. But I also use it to edit my music. And for music, actually, that's something else. I use Epidemic Sound. Woo! I freaking love Epidemic Sound. Man, I'm not sponsored by Epidemic. Mind you, I'm not sponsored by Shimoda either, but Epidemic, best program, let me say. It's just the amount of audio, the different songs on there. I use all my music in my videos is from Epidemic Sound, and basically okay, I can't talk too much about it because I'm not sponsored, but Epidemic Sound, you pay a bit of money every month, and yeah, you get free access to all this uncopyrighted music, and it's so great. I love it so much. But yeah, all my music is from Epidemic Sound. So yeah. Oh god, that made me sound like I was sponsored by them. I promise you I'm not. Yeah, that's pretty much everything I use. So I also use Photoshop to edit my thumbnails, but that's everyone. And I also have this just cable that I use to link to my laptop, just HDMI into the laptop. And for recording this, I use OBS, which is a free program for recording desktop videos, so gaming videos, it's used quite a bit for that. And this kind of thing, it's just a great thing for recording these types of videos. It means that I've got a monitor here, which is why I keep on looking down here. And I also have the screen here. So yeah, and that works really well. Now I think that's actually everything. Now a few things that I actually want to buy in the future for better video quality stuff. Yeah, I was talking about the Rode microphone before, so the Rode Wireless Go. Rode Wireless Go is what it's called. And then with that, I'd also get a Rode Lav Go, which is just the Lav Mic that comes with a bundle. So yeah, there's that. I've also been looking at getting some form of action camera. I have been looking at the GoPro Hero 9. I've had some pretty bad experiences with the GoPros though. I had a GoPro Hero 5 and it up and broke on me like the second time I took it into the water, which was really, really frustrating. And it's never worked again. Basically, the screen just doesn't turn on. I might have actually, yeah, I don't know. So GoPro, haven't had the best history with them, and to be honest, let's be honest, the video quality, it really has a look of GoPro. Yes, that's a GoPro, you know? So I have been looking at other stuff. So a new camera came out recently called the Insta360 Go 2. And that is just a really, really pea-sized camera that basically is magnetic, and you have a little thing around your neck that goes under your shirt, and you put the camera on your shirt. So it's for first-person videos, which I've been wanting to try for a while, which is why I wanted to get a GoPro. But the thing with a GoPro is you have to have that massive chest mount. If I'm vlogging at the same time as recording, it's going to look really silly. So I thought that if I have just a small little pea-sized camera that's connected through magnetism, it's perfect. So I'm looking at possibly getting that. That would be far in the future, because at the moment I'm quite happy with the quality of the videos. And then I've also been looking at getting a Zoom H1, which is just a small microphone that you put into your pocket, have a Lav Mic in it. And probably for that, if I got that, I would probably get the Insta360 Go 2 and not the GoPro, because GoPros, you can actually connect microphones on them now. So I would have my Rode Go wireless Go on there, so that I can just have, you know, a wireless setup for that. The Insta360 Go 2, there is no mic input, so you'd have to record the audio externally, which is fine. So I'd probably get a Zoom H1 and just use, I don't know, Rode Lav or something like that. Now, I want to get out on location more. I actually was planning on getting out on location today, because I was looking at getting a new lens today, which I was really excited to talk about. I was going to get the Tamron 10-24, but I decided against it, because at the moment, I think what I need to do is to get a new full frame camera with 16-35. So that's the video for today. What a long video. And now I do not know if this is going to make it to YouTube, but if it does, thank you all so much for watching. And yeah, I'm not great at these gear videos, but that about does it. So I'm going to repeat myself again, and thank you all so much for watching this video. If you haven't subscribed yet, please do consider subscribing. I promise I'm going to try and get out on location soon enough. At the moment, I'm rocking down all the admin stuff that I have to do to get organized and to, you know, clear up my bloody big head. Yeah, that's the video. Thanks for watching. See you in the next one. Oh my god. Oh, let's do that again. Anyway, that's the video. Anyway, so that's the video for this week. Thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.